Greetings, beloved human family. I am Gilles Mansillon, and I come to you today very briefly. I send blessings and welcome. I wanted to do a tarot reading to observe the condition for the month of December 2016. I wanted also wish a happy Thanksgiving for everyone who's celebrating, or in America, celebrating Thanksgiving. I've lived 20 years in America, and so it's part of my culture. America is part of it. I love America. And so it's one of my favorite holidays. I think it's about sharing the expression of gratitude that we are able to share even with strangers. And so I wish you a wonderful Thanksgiving. I also wanted to wish a happy birthday to all the Sagittarius that are coming into that time of the year. So we are going to have, I think on the 29th, a new moon in Sagittarius. Sagittarius is a powerful constellation. It is someone that has the strength of a horse and the intelligence of the man. So there is a role very grounded, yet very celestially open. It is very powerful constellation, as all constellation, but Sagittarius is it is not known, but our local universe is part of that great Sagittarius sector, and so we will eventually, once we are able to move beyond the realms of light of our universe, to move into the Sagittarius center. But that is more, that is like beyond astrology, so to speak. There are astrological things of interest, which is the Uranus and the Saturn that makes a trine, which is they're moving very slow, so this conversation will happen for a whole year. And so the past and the future will be more easily blend together. And now Chiron and Neptune are going direct, so it's moving forward with the dream, while at the same time there is right now those will be much shorter events, but there is Pluto and Venus that are meeting in the sky, while Saturn and Mercury are also having this conjunction. So it's about being able to bring the transformation into what we no longer like into what we like, and to integrate the higher and lower mind. For that will be that is part of the process of what is happening. No matter what the tarot says in terms of oracle when it comes to the future, for this month of December particularly, but do not expect anything less than joy, than happiness, than success, than freedom, than health, than anything you like. You have to program yourself for what you want. You are the creator of your life, and you have all the powers to make that reality possible. You have to believe that there is invisible forces that are working for you as well, that will assist you in the realization of our dreams. That's why that's the whole that's the whole point, is to move forward with with that which means the most to us. And so to ask the universe to bring it to us with grace and ease, that our life may be abundant, so that we may fulfill the highest potential of whatever life has to offer. Sometimes if we receive negative thoughts, it is like when you have an email, you receive junk mail, and if you open it, you can search into those emails, but it's complete waste of time. So a negative thought should be put in the do not want receive anymore, or like there is this inappropriate kind of folder that you put. We are constantly bombarded in some ways, and we have psychological habits that so sometimes there is thoughts that also come from the collective, and so we want to discriminate of what is true and what is illusion. Understand that nobody is perfect. We all have things to work on, but except life. As far as I know, life is perfect. It's perfect on every level, but only God knows life sees all of life as perfect. For everybody else, there is challenges, there is things to but understand that this God I'm talking about is a part of us. It is the most primal of force in all creation, and it is who we are. It is who we need to unfold, who we have to allow to discover, to connect, to reconnect with that part of us that has been dormant for a very long time. But it is the essence of love. God is only love, mercy, ministry. But so those are more spiritual approach. Now we're going to be looking at the more physical aspect of this reading, which is I'm going to spread 12 cards to look at each constellation, so that we may look at all the aspects that will affect our life for this month of December. Although it is always in the now, you receive the information in the now, and then it develops through time, depending on how you work with it. What is potential, what is in Aries before us, is a very, very powerful card. It's a major arcane. It is transformation. So there is a deep transformation that is underway. It is transforming into something better. You see, it is very, very. He is moving into something far better. So you have to trust the process. Understand that trust is far more powerful than control. Because it's just the way it is. Because the higher force, it is the higher forces of the universe that keep things in place. It is not the forces of our mind that keeps the billions of living cells of our body together. They don't evaporate into space. So there is a force of gravity that keeps everything together, and so you have to trust that you have to trust in those. The more you can flow with those intelligence, the easier your life will be, and but the transformation is internal. Right now in Taurus is what we have, and what we have is an understanding, a deep understanding of what a burden can be. So it is this guy who's carrying this other guy that's carrying this rooster, and this other guy is telling him where he wants to go. And because if you're carrying, it's like if you're carrying somebody on your back, if the person is used to be carried on, to be carried, it's like whenever he's going to need something, you're going to have to be there to carry that person wherever he needs to go. But it gets quite annoying. So by realizing that, we can free ourselves from those burdens that are imposed upon us, that are weighing us down. And so it is the whole point of letting go of the isolation. It is those rainbow tears that are dissolving the ice and reconnecting, re-emerging into something that is far more comfortable, and that there we find the guidance. There we find the meaning, we find the sense, we find the wholeness, we find the completion. But we have to allow all those veils to fall, all those ideas of separation that keep us apart from all that we seek. Then in our consciousness, in Gemini, in the mental activity, the realm of traveling, the earth plane mental, we have this wonderful card of consciousness. It is the Buddha. It is consciousness beyond what we know to be consciousness. It is a higher consciousness. It is the attainment of serenity, understanding the ability to be well within the void, to get comfortable within the void, so that we can allow ourselves to feel and sense a new level of understanding in relationship to life, our life, whole of life. The more we can elevate ourselves and put our focus into something that is greater than us, the more the outer universe, not the outer universe because all is inner, but the higher universe, will find interest in supporting your intention. Then there's a little bit of a challenge for in Cancer. It's the way we feel, it's our home, our environment, and here there's this guy who really wants to keep things in control. He's got everything controlled. It's like controlling is there's certain thing that needs to be, you can't the more discipline we have, self-discipline is excellent. We have to slowly work towards complete self-discipline, but in terms of control, there are things we cannot control. Control is an illusion. Once we realize that control is an illusion, we let go, and then in Cancer, or in our feeling center, we find the master. We find ascension, we find self-empowerment, we find all those things that we were looking for. We rediscover our sovereignty. It is something that will be coming more and more. It is a gradual process of integration, of self-mastery, being the master of your thoughts, of your emotions, of your physical self as well. And it is all part of this ascension process, is self-mastery. Then in Leo, which is the matters of the heart, we have existence. So it's this beautiful naked girl that's sitting in a lotus flower, contemplating the many realms in the heavens, and so it is a realm of magic. It is a realm of anything is possible. You are the magician. You are the one who's through your faith, your trust, your joy, your sense of passion, your sense of all those things are the alchemistry that makes the magic, the miracle possible. For all things are possible from that stand of existence. For once you are, it is the one card. Is the number one. So the one is one, of course. For only God is one. For everybody else, it's a leap of faith. But we are ready to take. We have made this leap of faith. If we are connected to the one, everything is a connection of ourselves, and we are an extension of everything else as well. So we are all interconnected. Scientifically, in the scientific realm, they call it the series of the whole. For it is not a theory, it is a fact. And that will later be understood. Then in Virgo, this is how we nourish ourselves, how do we take our spiritual food or material food. And here we have learned that it is a wonderful card, in this place, it's a card of maturity. So we are able to draw on our nourishment from that which we have acquired by the merit of our ways. So because life is a mirror, it is a great mirror, but it can reflect us on much higher level as we integrate higher level of consciousness. There is always a higher level available. Well, then then we in Libra, which is the world of relationship, the world. Here we have the mind, so it's too much thinking. Thank God Mercury is going to retrograde, but this mind will not. Sometimes it goes into a labyrinth. It's like a web, and you get trapped in it. You get lost in it, and it's like there is no way out. And the world, sometimes there's things there is no way out. Just go into the heart, let go of the mind. When that happens, and also that also may mean a few misunderstanding, because in terms of social activity and relationship, this overactive mind has brought exhaustion. This guy that's like completely exhausted because he believes that he has to be everywhere for his world to fit in. So like we said earlier, control is an illusion. You have to let go and trust. It's far easier to allow the universe to carry your life for you, to allow to move at God's speed, to allow God to if you can believe in those things, or I don't know, there may be also approach for if you haven't come to that realization, you can still you don't have to believe in God to trust that life. And there's people with false belief that life is out to get them, but then if you have that belief, life will probably show you some hard time just to confirm to you your power of creator. But if you program yourself for all the things that you really want, then there is no reason why not you will get it. Then you have to get ready for, depending on what it is, you have to prepare yourself. For there will be a rebirth. There's going to be a rebirth that's going to be happening. It's going to be the social sphere. And then after the rebirth, there are still gonna be projections, which means imagining. It is those two people, they don't know each other, but they've been dreaming about each other. So they have one vision. Person has a vision of someone, and the other one has the vision of someone else. But it is not the truth. It is not who they really are. So we can let go of projection. We can change ourselves, and then the whole world will change. So this month will be highly transformative in all the relationship and social cycle. I don't know if it's more for me personally, but since I read it as a general information, so that it may affect everyone, I would assume that on some level, we're all going to be going through some aspect of that. Then in the deep transformative process in Scorpio, in the subconscious, we have this wonderful card of sharing. It means find the treasure. So because before we can share, we have to have something to share, and so we have all. And since it is in Scorpio, it comes from within. So there is all those great things that will come from within. That in truth and in essence, there is an infinite source of treasure within. Inner treasures is truly unlimited. But what will come to us, we're gonna have the mission to the best way to enjoy those things will be by sharing it with others, and not be. Not have any doubts that this is the way to go about it. Then in Sagittarius, where our higher mind our philosophy, our thoughts, our concerns, is right now it's to slow down. That's an excellent idea. It's the turtle. For when we slow down, we are able to slow down our mind, slow down our action, move slower. We are able to see more, until we can stop completely, to reach a 0 point where from which all things is. But even taking things slower is always more efficient. Moving small step, one step at a time. It's more also not to be in a rush. For you know that once you started something, you activated an energy that will find resolution. And so this is how to slow down. Those are going to be put in practice. We're all going to have to work with it. What comes to us from the universe, from the Great Mother, is this inner voice. It's really a beautiful card. It's the number 2, the second card, number 2. And so it is about understanding this inner voice. It is the voice of our soul that is calling from other dimensions of light, from another dimension of light. It is our oversoul. It is our spirit guides. It can come in many ways. It can be directly from your I am presence, from your creator. It can come from friends. It can come from deceased. Friends that are deceased. It can come, but usually it is your soul that wants to talk to you. It is not someone else's soul. It is your inner voice. Is yours, and so. But through that connection, you are connected to the overall soul of anyone. So this opens up understanding, and once we become more adept at using this connection, we are opening ourselves to new level of integration. In Aquarius is our dreams, our hopes, our friends, and here we have morality. So it is what we hope is that things will go well in accordance to our morality. We have to understand that the right and wrong is something extremely relative, because all is education. So it's important not to judge yourself and not to judge others. Jesus said, "He who has not sinned may throw the first stone," but then at that point nobody could even bear to take a stone, because we all know that we are so the essence of that is to let go of that rigid mind structure in order to develop more of a personal moral consciousness, where you draw the line of those things that are personally unacceptable and other things that are acceptable, but you do not want to necessarily judge the process of others if they don't interfere with your life unless if you see that somebody is doing something wrong, you may want to help and assist to bring it into the light, to correct it, but you're not here to judge life. You're not here to keep score. You're not here to do any of those things. And once this is understood, because of her judgment. She's been she has lost this person, as she's becoming very cold, and so once she let go of that, then there is the ability, then the desire is to turn inwards to this. There is an ocean of peace, an ocean of love, an ocean of joy that is sitting within us, awaiting to be discovered. Around him there is all those shadows, all those ghosts that are trying to distract him from finding this inner pathway to that inner ocean, but he's not being fooled, and he's being serenely, patiently awaiting for this water to rise within him. In terms of karma, it is quite nice. In Pisces, the 12th constellation, we have the lover. So which it talks about the harmonization, but also to find this ideal partner, or to find a deeper connection in order to find the perfect, the most harmonious flow between counterparts, so to speak. For it is the card. It is also a card that tells us that we have to accept, if we go into a relationship with someone, nobody's perfect. We have to accept people as they are. We cannot try to, well, I'll take it, but I'm going to have to change that in someone else. So, and the idea of that card is to finding into a flow that attracts another soul that is completely attuned to that same frequency. So the flow of a relationship becomes easy and graceful, and there is no monotony. It's a continuous. It talks about the spiritual relationship, divine relationship, but also soulmate, soul twins, whatever you want to. Or it is all relative to that harmonization that is happening both within and without. We do want to have so there may be very romantic, maybe a month that if you're seeking to meet someone, you may be meeting someone this month, or if you're already in a relationship, maybe you were seeking to find new way to share in that relationship. And the key and the outcome, because all of this is very important months. In December, we are anchoring, at the end of December, on the solstice, we are anchoring all this energy that we've been integrating throughout the year. It's like a biological computer will be reset, will be like rebooted, so to speak. And so what the outcome of it all is a new vision. It's the ability to let the past be in the past in order to move into a new vision. It's a beautiful card. It's the Hangman, but it's magnificent Hangman. He's already found the light in order to be reborn into a new vision. For we are moving in Sagittarius right now. Sagittarius is a glorious. The centaurs are the strengths of a man and the strengths of a horse and the intelligence of a man. So in this card there is this sort of Sagittarius experience, and then once we this new vision will leave us to experience. Once we let go of those past will be in the past, then we're going to find new level of integration of magnificent energies that will be far more refined, far more there is great beauty in the experience that will come. In essence, this card on this deck means is the collaboration of higher forces. It's like higher beings that are putting the energy into your life in order to solidify, to make it more whole, and there is a collective happening that is unfolding that is quite enjoyable to partake in. So there is a deep transformation that will be happening. I hope this month will bring all that. I hope there was any part of that reading that made sense to you, or maybe that it will later on, or so this there is definitely a new level of self-mastery, the new levels of consciousness that will be attained, that will leave 2017. So hopefully, not hopefully, will be very, very, very different. It's going to be a year that every year has been pivotal, but this year have been still it's getting easier with every passing year. But now we're like there are still things that will come up to the surface, but we're very close to really realizing a lot of those things we've been working on. When it comes to the painting behind me, it's a painting I've started on January 13 of 2008. I've been working on it for a long time. Still not finished, and to show a painting before it's finished, it's like asking a chef to reveal his culinary delights before it's actually cooked. So artists usually don't show their works before it's complete, but this one is it's like the sauce is starting to come on, and so there is it's going maybe like a few more months of work. I'm going to show you. There is only so it is a painting about the master universe. And the 7 families of spirit being. The only thing that's complete is the Paradise Center here, the 21 satellites of Paradise, and the central universe. This is the only thing I've stabilized in the painting. The 7 great super galaxies around it. I'm going to work on it later on. Our universe, our local universe, is somewhere around there in the 7th super universe. Each super universe will eventually contain 1,000 billion inhabited world. And then there are clusters of super galaxies that continue to expand as the master universe will grow and evolve. On the higher part of the painting is the 7 great families of spirit being. There again, I couldn't really stabilize it. There is all kinds of subtleties that will be revealed only when it's finished. Only this part is really done for now. I wanted to stabilize. It's the most difficult. It's the center, the creator, the Paradise Trinity. Here we have the architects of the master universe. It's also done. It's complete, but there is all kinds of things that I cannot complete until I can resolve some. It's like cooking a meal, but very, 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 very slowly. They're very settled. I have to wait sometimes a very long time before I know I have to do one thing, and then this one thing brings something else. Right now I'm working on the Supreme, the Ultimate, and the Absolute, the 3 levels of divinity attainment, those paradise beings that will eventually emerge from paradise once we achieve that within the grand universe, the realm of time and space, and then later on the transcendental universe of the future. Well, so those things are very complicated. It's very maybe a bit difficult to. I will use it later on. I'm sure for more spiritual education for those who are interested in those forms of cosmology. A lot of those things are not easy to prove just yet, but they will reveal themselves in time. And at the end, this form of cosmology may be the ones that we will seek to understand, because it is the one that I find the most credible in terms of how it relates to me and how I see the world. Well, thank you very much. I'm sorry it's a bit of a long video. I wish you a wonderful month of December, and I'll talk to you later. Namaste.